This conference will now be recorded.
Right. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to the people who has joined across the world. My name is Lakshmi None, and I'm familiarly known as Lakshmi None in the Agile space. This is how we look like, and I'm a certified Scrum Master, large-scale Scrum practitioner, collaboration architect, product owner, whatnot. So I have all these are the qualifications that I have from the Agile industry from various organizations. Altogether, I have a 20 years of IT industry experience. I started my career way back in 2000 as a Java developer. I worked as a tech lead, project manager, program manager, and yeah, I switched. For some reasons, I didn't like the role of the typical project management, so I switched my career to the agile space. I worked as a Scrum Master, senior Scrum Master, and then I moved to the coaching role. So from 2014 till 2017, over 3 years, I worked as an enterprise agile coach for a Telenet organization in Belgium, that's in Europe. And then after that, I moved to Australia for some personal challenges. So for over last over 2 years, I'm working as an agile and Jira coach for a leading bank in Melbourne. Right, that's a brief introduction about myself. Right. So what is this course? Apart from this one, so I coach, teach a lot of students across the world. So if you see my student database, there's plenty of students who are all the old students. This you can see people from London, Chicago, San Francisco, USA, Atlanta, even from Australia, India. In fact, my last batch was from it's a group of 15 people where we have few people from Australia, few from USA, and many from India. So I have a lot of coaching experience. So I help people in knowing the agile things and then help them to settle in their careers, whether you can be the product owner or a scrum master, which we will be just discussing in few minutes of time. Okay, that's my coaching experience. So I will just start my demo with just a quick understanding of how a typical waterfall methodology looks like, or how we have been working all these years. Right. So I'm just taking a picture so that you can connect easily well. So in the waterfall methodology, if you have an IT experience, most of you might have already had an waterfall experience. So once you get any requirement in the form of a business requirement document, so who will prepare the requirements? The business will prepare the requirements. Once the business prepares these requirements, they will be approaching the IT department to translate this requirement to a working functionality so that the customers can start using it. Right? So in the IT department, your requirement will go through various phases. It's going to be design, okay, UI, followed by that again, people will do the development. In this space, we will do the actual development of the work. And once the development is completed, the people will be doing the testing, whether whatever the built functionality, is it in accordance with the business rules or not. That's what we do in testing, excuse me. So if there is any bugs in testing, what we will do, we will push to the development team and then ask them to fix that issue. Once your code is bug free, we will be deploying. Deploying means our end customers will be able to access the functionality that we have built. That's how a flow in the waterfall methodology have been occurring. Now, all these years, in fact, decades, we have been using this one. Why people are where the people have started talking about agile, and why there are suddenly more careers open in the agile space. Let's understand the challenges that people are facing with this approach. Like, so the end customer is there. The environment the global situation became more volatile, more dynamic. The needs of the end customers got drastically changed. The mindset of the end customer got changed. He want more things in very less amount of time, right? So if I just start, say for example, I used to take normally I take a banking example so that anybody connects easily, because it's the banking operations are same across the world. So if we want to deliver as a banking product to the end customer, we want to build a bank, and in that one we want to build an accounts, loans, cards, like this, a bunch of functionality. So it will be going to the upfront design, UI, delivery, test, deploy. let's assume that the complete delivery of the project, let us assume it will take 12 months of time to deliver to the end customer. So considering the current situation, considering the current marketing conditions, 12 months is a huge amount of time. One of the risk, that is one of the highest risk factor, is whatever the functionality that I have planned 12 months earlier, they may no longer be relevant to the marketing conditions at the moment. They may no longer please my customers, right? Because the customer mindset has changed. So you cannot plan too many things upfront. That's why waterfall projects are failing. And added to that, say, let us assume that we have done the UI part, design part. Currently, my people are in the development of the functionality. Suddenly, there is a change in the market. If I want to absorb that change into this system, it's very difficult. In the sense, I have to do a lot of rework for the design, and proportionately, I have to do the development as well in order to embrace the changes in the market. So overall, this waterfall methodology is not providing flexibility to observe the marketing conditions and the uh, changes with the customer tastes. Okay, so those are the pain points of the waterfall methodology. So what we have seen, so we understood that waterfall methodology is a sequential phase, a sequential process. One thing occurs after the only thing, like your development occurs after after design. Your testing occurs after once your build or development is done. And then these are some of the pain points. High amount of risk and uncertainty. Things can change because the longer the duration you deliver a product to the end customer, the higher the amount of risk that you are embracing for. Because due to the duration, things may change at any point of time. Maybe in the payments, I'm looking for a credit card payment, debit card payment. Maybe by the time I deliver to the end customer, those payments may not be valid. Maybe the customer is more embraced towards some digital payments, for example. So whatever the functionalities that I have delivered to the customer, so maybe only uh, 10 or 15% are useful. The others are gone in waste. So I have lost all my efforts. I have lost the amount as well, which I have invested. And my product will not be successful in the market because it is not in accordance with the requirements of the customer at that point of time. Right? High amount of risk and uncertainty, business and IT alignment, not suitable for handling dynamic changes. These are some of the typical waterfall disadvantages. So in order to rescue from here, we have Agile in space. What has happened? Software experts across the world way back in 2000, they have gathered and they have built an Agile Manifesto in the internet. If you just type agilemanifesto.org, it will be showing you. What these guys have done, this is a guidance, right? So they have guided us with some values and principles. So these are the values, and we do have some principles as well around, not around, there are 12 principles in the Agile Manifesto. So this is a guidance to the software departments across the world, saying that, hey guys, if you follow these values and principles, you will be able to build your product more successfully, handling the dynamic changes. That's what we need. That's what we are in need of. World is changing at a drastic pace. So that's the reason each and every project has started following these principles. Not only that one, based on these agile values and principles, we got a lot of frameworks evolved over a period of time. If I just take maybe this is a version 1 survey, I will be just checking. So agile methods and practices, if you see this pie chart, you can see the major market share is being held by Scrum Framework, which is built on agile values and principles. And you also can see Kanban, maybe extreme programming, right? So, or people, some coaches like me, we blend the good practices from Scrum and Kanban, and then we will make it as Scrumban, or some hybrid methodology, some tailor-made methodology based on the needs of the organization. Right? So these are the frameworks which were evolved based on the for all these frameworks. The base is Agile Manifesto. They have every framework is following Agile values and principles. But the major market share is held by Scrum Framework, which is highly successful, right? So in the Scrum, we have it is a framework. Basically, Scrum is a framework. So in the Scrum, we have 3 roles: Product Owner, Scrum Master, and your development team. This is my development team. I always coach my students with the pictures so that they can connect well. The material also supported, but the pictures make more sense so that we all are on the same page with the understanding. So these are the roles in the Scrum, right? So whatever the requirement that we were delivering earlier in the waterfall methodology, in the Scrum, I will just give you a high level essence. How we will be delivering is, we will be breaking down that bigger requirement into smaller chunks called epics or user stories. Okay, so don't worry about this, some of the terminologies that I'm using, it's okay. So we will be delivering the bigger chunk into the smaller chunks. What I will do, rather than delivering the bigger chunk after 12 months of time, I will be delivering, so this is the customer here. Okay, he is the customer. So whatever is most important to the customer, I will prioritize that one, and then I will deliver that. So because I'm not delivering a bigger chunk, it's not going to take too much of time. In the waterfall methodology, it took 12 months. Here, I'm going to take only maybe 3 months, right? And in the next 3 months, I will deliver payments. Maybe after next 3 months, I will be delivering loans. So
Lakshmi, I
this
have a
is,
question.
can we park the questions just because we will be having good amount of time for the question and answers?
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry. So what the customer, with this approach, with this continuous incremental value delivery approach, what I'm doing here, I'm engaging my customers right from the early stage. The customer is able to use my accounts functionality maybe from the 3rd month, whereas in the waterfall methodology, customer is able to use only after 12 months. Even the payments, the customer is able to make payments after 6 months. Early engagement of the customers. And even from the business perspective, I'm able to get my return on investment much earlier. Here in the waterfall, I was getting after 12 months. But here, right from the 3rd month, I am getting. And coming to the marketing, how this agile is embracing the changes. Let's assume there is a change in the mindset of the customer. While my people are building the loans, let us assume that the customer has changed his mindset, saying that, hey, maybe I will go for digital wallet payments. That's fine. I will drop down my credit card pay. Maybe I will incorporate that to the digital wallet payment, and then we will deliver what customer wants. Okay, so our requirements will be customer centric requirements rather than what we build. So it is like in Agile, we always think about what customer is looking for. That's why we see customer centric deliveries, customer centric requirements, all these things. The business also builds the requirements in such a way so that we can deliver what is most valuable to the customer in the earliest possible time. So if you see, in one way or other, we are already experiencing agile in our daily life. If you see any product, just to take any product, maybe most of you are using the WhatsApp product. So what WhatsApp has done, it has a few years back, it got launched. I don't know when it got launched, but it has built a platform with a minimum set of features where you will be able to make voice calls over internet. After that, it is a voice over internet calls. What is minimum thing that is required for the customer so that we can engage them? And then the customers have started making voice call, right? So in order to make my product successful, I have to continuously think of customers, and I have to deliver what customer is looking for us from us. Yeah. So after a few months, we got maybe a video calling facility from WhatsApp. Maybe after a few months, a group calling facility from WhatsApp. Continuously, we are getting a deliverable valuable functionality from WhatsApp. That's why the product is successful. Or you can take your classic phones, smartphones. You got versions, right? Samsung, maybe S5 with a version, and then with an enhanced feature, continuous delivery, maybe S6, S9, S10, now S20. If Samsung had decided that, hey guys, few years back, maybe in 2015, if they said, guys, in 2020, I will be delivering an exciting smartphone with all the features. In 2015, Samsung cannot forecast what is the taste of the customer in 2020. So whatever the functionalities that we have planned at that point of time, due to the change in the marketing conditions, they might have gone in vain. Rather than waiting that long, these companies, they have started continuously delivering what customer is looking for. Any product, if it is successful in the market, there is no choice. They have to adopt Agile, continuous valuable delivery to the end customer. So in the Agile, we have seen the successful framework is the Scrum framework. In the Scrum, we have roles called a product owner, Scrum Master, and a development team. So if you are switching your career into the product owner, what are the typical activities you will be doing is you will be interacting with the business and then get the requirements, understand those requirements. You will represent the requirements in the form of user stories. You will give it to the development team. And it is the development team who build the functionality. Right? So your main role will be interacting with the business people, writing the requirements in the form of user story, giving to the development people. And there is a concept called product backlog where you will manage all your requirements. So as a product owner, you will continuously prioritizing what is really important for my customers at this point of time. You treat your product backlog as your baby. You want your product to be successful. Always you will be very passionate. You will be always thinking about how can I make my product successful. Can I deliver this functionality to this? Is it going to make sense? Is it relevant to the marketing conditions? So as a product owner, your mind is always about your prioritization of the backlog, going to the workshop and gathering the requirements, writing the requirements in the form of user stories, giving to the development team, right? So that is your prime job of you or job as a product owner. Who are typical candidates, maybe who are already having an experience of business analyst, they can take this product owner role, or some of the project managers also, they are taking the product owner role. So development team, I don't need to tell much because these are the people who do the actual development, and maybe more of a scrum master. So as a scrum master, what you will be doing is once the product owner gives the work to the development team, you will help the team to uh, reach the goal of the sprint. You will help the team in complete the development. So in the process of development, the team members may be facing some challenges. What you will do, you will identify those challenges. Maybe the team member is looking for some clarification. You will go to the business, get the clarification for the team. Overall, you will create an environment for the team to be successful, to be able to complete the work. And in the Scrum, you have four meetings called planning meeting, daily stand-up review, retrospective. You will be facilitating those meetings. You will be helping the teams to attend those meetings and to make those meetings successful and attain the objectives of the meeting. So it's and this four events repeat in each and every sprint. Sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3. Let us say a sprint is like or 2 weeks in iteration. Every 2 weeks the things get repeated. The product owner gives the work, development team do the work, and Scrum Master will help them in completing the work. Okay. So this is how your things work. So in my course, you will be learning all the skills that are required for the product owner, especially product backlog refinement, prioritization, estimation of the stories, how the things, and as a Scrum Master, how well you can facilitate, what are the techniques that you need to use, what are the responsibilities of the development team, and what are the guidelines for writing the user stories, how each and every meeting happens in the real-time scenarios, what are the uh, tools that you need to use as a Scrum Master to engage the team, how better you can help, how can you evaluate the maturity of these teams. I will be helping you guys with all these things in the Scrum and PSPO course. Once it is done, we will be switching to Jira. Right. So Jira is a tool from Atlassian. Atlassian is an Australian-based company, and it is a product-based company. So when I say products, like it is purely agile. So it will build the product and the customers can use that product, and it continuously give to the customers whatever customers are looking for. So Jira is one of the, it is not one, it is the #1 software development tool used by the agile teams across the world. So in my course, you will be having a very good in-depth understanding of the Jira tool usage, hands-on practice. We can create a cloud version here, a free trial version, and then we will make use of that free trial version for 2 weeks and 3 weeks, and then we will do the exercise. So for example, if I show you the what I have done for my last batch, which I have just concluded last Sunday. So this is how your Jira tool looks like. So as a product owner, I will be writing all the stories. You can see here loans, payments, functionalities, and I continuously prioritize whatever is really important for the teams and customers. Once it is prioritized, I will keep them into the sprint backlog. My development will take that sprint, and they will go through various phases. Once it is done, they will mark it as done. And with this Jira, you can manage all your agile activities. You can do the powerful searching. You can do a beautiful dashboard reporting as well. If you just see, maybe I'll just show you how the dashboards in agile looks like. So this is one of the sample dashboard that I have built for the team. So it will be showing you the health of the sprint, and you can see in which release how many stories are there, and you can also know in your project how many stories or subtasks, everything. So you can build your beautiful dashboards using Jira. A lot of topics is there. In fact, if you just go through my course content, whoever is interested, I can share you the course content. So this is all the things that we will cover in the Scrum. After that, we will learn Jira. So these are all the activities that I will be helping you to learn in Jira. So after the conclusion of Jira, I will also help you to learn another important tool called Confluence. So Confluence is a content management tool. Whatever the business requirements are there, we will manage in Confluence. Whatever your retrospectives, project related stuff, everything is there. So we will be managing in the Confluence. It is like a centralized SharePoint folder. A lot of companies are asking, if they are asking for Scrum Master, they will be looking for some expertise on Jira and Confluence. I've been using these tools for over 6 years, so I will be covering all real-time scenarios and how well you can manage these tools with the latest features. Right? So that's about the Scrum, Jira, Confluence. So coming to the opportunities, so let us see, because if we want to switch our career, or if we want to learn a course, we need to ensure that potential opportunities are there. It is not like that because Lakshmi is telling you have to take the course, or somebody is telling you how to course the things. Always try to do some analysis from your end as well. Whatever the course I'm learning, is it relevant to the marketing condition? Is it going to help me? Will it give me a job? Ask yourself. You don't need to ask anyone. You do a research. You do the job search, and if you see a good number of positions open, yes, probability of your success is high, given the considering the fact that you will be learning from a good coach and then have the practical experiences. So to do, if you just type, I'm just doing this one. So if people have joined from Australia, so they use the site called Seek for the jobs. So if you type Scrum Master all Australia, you will be seeing the Scrum Master jobs. I have to be honest with you that considering the COVID situation, the volume of jobs are a little bit slow at this moment. But otherwise, you will see every 2-3 hours, you will be getting a Scrum Master job there. If you just open, maybe just open NEC and see what they are asking for Scrum Master. Okay, 12-month contract. So if you do task board management skills with the tools like Jira and Confluence, and SDLC, leadership negotiation skills, excellent skills. So if you want to be a good Scrum Master, you can have all these skills where you don't need to be really pure technical, right? So you might be really concerned that, oh, if I learn this technology, This may no longer exist after 2 or 3 years. Some other technology is coming. But if you are switching your career to Scrum Master, the agile values and principles, they will not change. They will not go away. Agile is the mantra. Agile is going to stay for a while here, right? So your Scrum Master skills, whatever you are going to learn, it's not going to fade away in near term. Or maybe you want to just these are the opportunities we have seen in Australia. Or maybe if people, I don't know if people have joined from USA. So if you just go there and then in the US, just type and then see. So once you ensure that, okay, there are opportunities almost every day, every 2 days, then you can think that, okay, what is this course about? What is the, will I be able to make this one? Am I good at communication? Am I good at the team management? Like, so these are the things that we need to have, basic skills. And then you can polish your skills by taking the course with the right coach. Why I'm saying right coach? I do get students, some of the students saying that, hey Lakshmi, I took a training from this guy, and whatever the question you ask to that guy, he will tell that, oh, we can Google it, or let me come back to you. He will try to escape. So sometimes people are just wasting their money on just getting in touch with the wrong persons. Not blaming everyone, but some people here and there. Okay, so just ensure that you got the right coach with the right experience. Go ahead. Right. Okay, this is what I want to just to tell you about the demo, because it is a demo, right? So now I will park the thing at my end. I will open the floor for question and answers. Okay, so what I will do is, I have 9 participants today. I will give you an opportunity for each and every one of you. I will just go with the order that the names are displaying here. We are starting with Anand. Anand, any doubts that you have?
Yes, Lakshmi, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Please go ahead, Anand.
So I need to understand the concept of agile in the context that in the waterfall methodology we were facing the problem that the product gets delivered after a very long time. So
Yes.
that's why we are going in agile, where we are breaking it in smaller chunks and then
Yeah,
uh, doing continuous delivery. Okay, so
excellent. You got it. Yeah.
so, so my understanding, I'm just trying to understand, can't we do that in waterfall model by breaking the big requirement in smaller chunks and continue to follow the waterfall model, like the product owner role, like previously how it used to happen. The owner role used to be
Hmm.
handled by business
Right.
analysts,
Exactly.
or
Yeah.
the product manager, or the project manager. So
Perfect.
it's all about breaking the requirement in a smaller chunk and then
Hmm.
delivering
Hmm.
on continual basis. So
Yeah.
can't we do it in waterfall by breaking the requirement in smaller chunks?
Good, Anand. Yeah, you are. I can definitely say you are a quick learner, and you already got the essence, and then you are able to identify the gap there. So I understand that. Hey, Lakshmi, all we are trying to do here is break down the bigger chunk into things. So same thing, rather than just doing a bigger chunk here. Here itself, I will break down into smaller things, and then I will deliver piece by piece. Maybe Anand is trying to think like, can't I do the mini waterfalls? Is a mini waterfall is not an agile. So that's what where Anand is coming from.
Yes.
So apart from delivering in the shorter cycle, it is more than that. Agile is more about that. So if you just go through the agile values and principles, how continuously together as a team, how can we improve? How can we write the requirements which are more centric to the customer? So a lot of things are there that we need to learn in the course, especially if you see the retrospectives. Normally in the waterfall methodology, at the end of the project, we do the retrospection, which may no longer be value add for that project. But whereas in Agile, in the Scrum framework, especially at the end of each and every sprint, we will be doing the retrospective for the continuous improvement. How can we make our sprint 2 better? How can we make our sprint 3 better? So that's only one thing. And similarly, the IT and the business alignment. So if you see, not only that one, maybe I will just quickly show you the survey. Uh, Benefits of adopting Agile. So project visibility, the visibility is more even for the developers, because you have a transparent backlog. The business and IT together, they are collaborating well. Time to market. as we have seen, the smaller chunk, it will take only 3 months of time. Team productivity increased, quality, because you in the uh, Scrum team, if we go into the details, your development team is not a team which is a combination of developer. It is a cross-functional team, meaning of a tester, developer, UI. Together as a team, we will be doing that functionality. So the quality has increased, risk is reduced. So a lot of benefits are there by following Agile, which is not given by the waterfall methodology. Okay, Anna?
Yeah, okay. Thank you. So
No
yeah, but
problem.
there, you also mentioned that there are some 12 principles of Agile. I believe that those were the limitations of waterfall model. So that's why they must have
Yes, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. So here, see, satisfying the customer, welcome change, deliver frequently, business and developers work together. All these things will come into the picture. So it is there directly in the agilemanifesto.org.
Okay, I have just one last question.
Yeah,
I
no
have
problem.
also heard about this CI/CD, which says continuous integration, continuous development. Is that same as Agile, or that is a completely
No, it,
different?
it is a little, you can think of the extended one. Agile is more about, as you can see, it is just a guidance. You guys follow this one, right? And in this CI/CD nowadays, with the help of the tooling, it is as a pipeline where you can deliver continuously. You can integrate the stuff continuously. You can deliver it. Maybe for the integration, you can take the tool. You can take the help of a Jenkins tool, for example. And for the development, for the deployment, some other tool, because you are delivering in the iterations mode, in the iteration model. And the extension is like, can you try deploy it directly using the continuous delivery model? So that I can treat this as an extension of the Agile CI/CD, where you need to learn. It's more about the tooling. It is
Okay,
a tooling which will help you to deliver your stuff continuously into the market.
okay, Lakshmi, thank you.
Okay, no problem, Anand, thank you. Over to Harish.
Hi Lakshmi, thanks a lot for this demo of Agile,
No problem,
or
Harish.
rather more so on Jira.
All
So
right, yeah.
the thing is, I have been practicing Agile on and off since 2015. So there was one
Oh,
project which was totally into Agile in 2015 that I worked on,
yeah.
and then in my last 2 years, 18 to 20, I have been working on Agile methodology.
Oh,
And
super.
quite recently, so my background is I'm a BA, and
Yeah.
quite recently I finished off my CSPO from Scrum Alliance for product owner.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, so what for me the attraction over the on joining this thing was to get a hold of Jira, in the sense that how do we plan, because again I have used Jira of different versions, or maybe paid
Right.
version, free version.
Oh,
So
all
my
right. Yeah.
question, I have two questions. One question is, do we because there is a free version you said, so which means that even in my home laptop I can still download and experiment with
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Right. Even currently also I'm coaching for a senior test manager from Sydney. Right. So this is the, so you can just download it. You can just make use of the free trial version, and then we can practice this in Jira in our
Okay.
home. You can have the
Okay.
hands-on practice.
The second question is, throughout my I have 14 years, and throughout my career I have been a BA. All right. Now, given that, I mean, as you just showed, the need for Scrum Master. So, if you actually look at a Scrum Master role, it's not technical in nature at all. Though
Yeah.
it they are actually going to be not, I would say, leading, but facilitating along with the developers, the product owner, the tester. That is the complete Scrum team, if I'm using the
Right.
terminology right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I am an fresher to the Australian market. I've moved on a PR. So does it make sense for me to even look at Scrum Master kind of roles, though I have not been technically a Scrum Master so far?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, Harish. I would highly encourage you to do so, and and having a business analyst hat will always give you an edge with respect when you apply for the job as a Scrum Master when compared with the other Scrum Master, because you are already aware how the business gives the requirement. You can coach your product owner more effectively with the business analyst. Maybe you can help the product owner more effectively in breaking down the stories because you already crossed that path. So one of
so
the
yeah.
efficient skill of the Scrum Master is to coaching the product owner, apart from coaching the team.
Okay, okay, all right. I'll get connected with you in person separately. So so
Yeah,
far
sure,
no
no
questions
problem.
to me. All right,
Right,
thank
no,
you.
no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Harish. Uh, JSN Rao, do you have any questions, sir? I assume silence as no. Okay, Sebin, do you have any questions for me? Sebastian, any
Yeah,
questions?
Lakshmi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Any questions, sir?
Yes, my situation is quite similar to that of Harish. I'm also quite relatively new to the Australian job market. I landed
Okay.
here late of October,
Yep.
and now the situation has suddenly changed, as you can see. So I have
Yeah.
already enrolled for a course in TAFE, which is Advanced Diploma in IT Project Management, and that's going on, and that is expected to end by the end of the year. So meanwhile, I was also looking at scopes for doing some certifications.
Right.
So my question was that I do not have per se, though I have significant project management experience. Without, I mean, actually outside lots of non-frameworks in small organizations. I do not have a per se certification of Scrum. So will I get a head start in the Australian job market? Because there are already a lot of Scrum developers with experience here.
Right.
And I
Because
do not have an experience in Scrum per se. Yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely say maybe, yeah, if you are looking because you are already wearing the project management hat and bit of experience, so you know how to manage the teams, which is almost very close activities that you may need to have, like in a Scrum Master. It's more about how well you polish your skill, how well you understand your Agile Manifesto, and what are the different techniques, and get a guidance from a coach, and then equipped with the Scrum Master. So you are telling that your project management is going to complete by end of the year. It's too long, I would say. Maybe get some course, get the relevant certification. Say for example, if you just decide that maybe you want to go ahead with me, my training and coaching will help you to clear directly the certifications from the scrum.org. Like, you can, if you are looking for the Scrum Master, you can go for professional Scrum Master. It's most valuable in the industry. I'm not blaming the certified Scrum Master or certified thing, but when compared with CSM, PSM is more tough. Like, it has 80 questions, 60 minutes, 85% pass mark, lifetime validity, most valued. So you will be able to clear this one, or a product owner. Yes, you can do this one. But yeah, to answer your question, Sebastian, yes, I would say maybe you can you can take, and because you have seen the jobs in the SEEK, so continuously keep an eye on
Yeah,
the
but most of them,
SEEK.
I mean, are positions for experienced persons,
Yeah, for
right?
experience, we need to manage a Sebastian. I shouldn't say this on the call, but maybe, yeah, we can just uh, maybe translate some of your previous experience into the Scrum Master opportunity, and then you have to go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, frankly
Just ping me
speaking, a
separately.
lot
I
of
can
things
help you with a
that,
little bit personal guidance as well.
sure, no problem. Yeah, that will be better. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? Right. Okay. So I have another one. Suresh, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, Lakshman.
Yes, Suresh.
When I'm looking the jobs which are posted in Seek for Scrum Master or Iteration Manager,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
uh, but most of the people applying and getting the calls are, I mean, like from the job agencies are, it's easy, but when we step into real interview, they are expecting the technical knowledge on those rules. So for example, recently I attended for the Commonwealth Bank. So
Okay.
for certification wise, for experience wise, I'm good in that. But
Okay.
they are expecting only banking domain experience with some technical knowledge on their systems.
Right. No, that's, yeah.
So most
Those things definitely, yeah. Yeah. Please, sorry. I jumped
so
into your question. Go ahead.
like most of the Scrum Master activities, what I mean, all the people they are observing the lines, what they have mentioned or not, I'm not sure. But any they are expecting lots and lots of technical knowledge for the Scrum Master. Yeah. So I
Okay.
don't know how
But
it is
but
going
is
to.
it the only interview? Because I coached 2-3 people who took the interview. For example, one person name is Rizwan and another person name is Shankar. They're from Sydney and they got the jobs. They got placed into the positions. Maybe we need to look. Maybe each company are trying to use the roles according to their need. They're customizing the role. They know how according to the theory the Scrum Master has to work, but this is my need is. Sometimes you will be seeing that as a Scrum Master you need to manage 2 teams or 3 teams, or as a Scrum Master you need to help my team with your reviewing the code or doing the check-in and check-out at the end of the day. So those things, if you think that we are not okay, we won't be able to do it, maybe we can safely ignore that.
Yeah,
But
but
there are,
because
yeah,
I mean, they are expecting, I mean, like at least 20 to 30% of technical knowledge, if I'm not wrong.
okay, maybe, yeah, we have to see because each company is different, each project is different. Maybe, yeah, if they are very, very keen and if you have a technical background, you will be adapting. Otherwise, we have to look for based on the job description. Please choose the job descriptions wisely. If you think that you fit, go ahead. But your thing, maybe I think it's a little bit quite odd for me to listen that, okay, maybe they asked for the generic Scrum Master, but they're asking when you went for the interview, they're looking for the technical skills. They would have told upfront.
Yeah, true. Okay, yeah, only this only the concern
All right.
because even
Okay.
when I've seen these roles, I mean, like a Scrum Master role in Australia, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
completely diluted.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. This happens again based on the company to company, I would say. But yeah. Thanks, Suresh.
Only this question. Thanks, Lakshmi.
Right. Right.
Lakshmi,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Any other questions from anyone? Okay, what I can do, I can stop the recording. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity for giving a demo, and I felt really happy. And then it was very interactive. And thanks a lot again for your valuable time and just joining me and giving me an opportunity to help you in demo. Have a nice time and stay safe. Bye, everyone.
Thanks,